Hello, my name is Alison, and I have a lot to say about movies. From lists and stories to celebrities I love to look at and those who drive me crazy. Join me as I talk about whatever's on my mind at the moment. Welcome to Say Anything with Alison. Hey guys, and welcome to Say Anything with Alison. I'm Alison, and I started Say Anything with Alison through audio and video, and I decided to kind of change it up and do small little versions just through audio. And it's just going to be random, kind of whatever's on my mind. Whatever I want to talk about. Could be a movie review, could be a list, just whatever. But today is a list. And as you guys either already do know or will come to find out, I do like me a list. So I thought with Thor, Love and Thunder recently out in the theaters, it stars my favorite actress ever, Natalie Portman. And I thought about going over my favorite performances of hers. And it's not a big list, it's only a top 5. But I just wanted to kind of give her my praise. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I think they're her best movies. I think that these are her best performances in my mind, in my opinion, that I've seen of her. So I will start with number 5. And number 5 is actually a tie. And it's a tie between her first movie, which is Leon, also known as Leon the Professional. And that was basically her big screen debut. She played a little girl that was taken in by a professional hitman after her family was killed by Gary Oldman, who played a corrupt DEA agent. Which, by the way, if we're ever going to do a list for Gary Oldman's best roles, which would be a very hard list to do, I feel that this should be on the list as well, because he just played a crazy lunatic. But going back to little Miss Natalie Portman with her cute little bob haircut in this movie. So she ended up being Leon's protege. And I just knew from watching this movie, she was going to be a star. She's so cute as a button. She commanded every scene that she was in. She basically, took it away from, oh God, I forgot his name, Jean. I don't know. I'm going to call him Leon because that's what I know him as, but it's Jean Reno. That's it. Yeah. They had just such great chemistry, her basically learning things from him, even though you could tell he was just so annoyed with her at times. Like, what am I doing with this little girl? She shouldn't be learning things, but they just had this like father-daughter kind of relationship towards the end. But you could tell she was just destined to be a star. And that was just the start of her brilliant career. Along with that, tied is one of her most recent performances, and that was playing Jackie Kennedy in the movie Jackie. Now, some of you might know, I'm not a huge history person. I don't seek out history movies. So this wasn't a great movie. However, she was phenomenal. Again, she captured every scene she was in. I just wanted to watch the whole movie because of her. I feel she embodied Jackie, her poise, her dialogue. And okay, so her accent was a little funny. It sounded a little breathlessy, like Marilyn Monroe, which is kind of funny. But she just embodied Jackie. What is this woman dealing with after her husband has been assassinated? I don't know. It's just really good. And I think she was nominated for an Academy Award. She didn't win it, this round, but she was nominated. But it was a good movie. If you like historical movies and you like that type of thing, watch it. It's not the best, but she just gives a really good performance, kind of like Kristen Stewart in that Diana movie. I feel like I wasted 2.5 hours of my life watching the movie. The movie was pure garbage, but Kristen Stewart was phenomenal. So, you can have really crappy, boring, poorly made movies, but the people in the movie can, knock your socks off. And that's what Natalie did in Jackie. So those are my ties for number 5. Number 4 is a little known movie. A lot of people probably haven't heard of. I don't even know if it came out in theaters. Because I love her so much, I keep track of movies she's in and I write them down. I make little lists. Lists again. I make little lists of movies that she's in so I can find them even if they don't, get a major release. And this movie is called Vox Lux. It came out in 2018. I rented it from Redbox. Again, I was not a fan of the movie. It was all over the place. It starred her and Jude Law again. She basically is a student who survived a school shooting, and she grew up to she performed the song at the memorial, and it became a big hit. And she became this huge pop star. So the movie's all about her coming to terms with her new life, her new fame, and her past. She's a very disturbed character. She's very messy. She's unfiltered. She's impulsive. But it was just a good performance. She sang and she danced. She basically was playing like a Lady Gaga role. Her makeup was phenomenal. And although the movie was just, I wouldn't watch it again, but she just gave it her all. And that's why I love her so much. No matter what she's playing, she just submerses herself in, and she gives it like 310%. I know that doesn't make sense, but she gives it her all. So rent it. See if it's, I don't know if it's on something. Maybe it's on a streaming service. It's probably on Hulu, but Vox Lux. That's my number 4. Number 3 is V for Vendetta. She plays Evie, who was saved by V, played by Hugo Weaving. And he basically takes her on. He saves her, but she becomes his badass ally in his fight against England's oppressors. And at the time of watching this movie, when it first came out, again, I was like, what is this? This is really political, and this is just not what I'm into. I had no idea it was based on, comics or anything like that. But again, she just captivated me. She's got her head shaved. She's angry. She's vulnerable. She has this, really strange friendship with V. It was just such a powerful performance. I think I need to watch that again. It's been a long time. So number 3 is Evie with her cute little shaved head. Number 3, V for Vendetta. Number 2 is one of my favorite movies that she's ever been in, and this is Closer. So Closer is a movie. It was in 2004. She played with an ensemble cast. So it was her, Clive Owen, Julia Roberts, Jude Law. And even though it was a strong cast of 4, all 4 of those people are strong actors, she stood out again. I think it was her most standout role up to that point. She had a couple of performances before then, but this is the one where I think people started noticing her, that she could just hold her own. And this is when she started getting nominated for Golden Globes and Oscars and all that stuff. She had great chemistry with the characters. She was sweet. She was yet, very manipulative. She was just one of those people you just wanted to be friends with her, but you needed to keep her really close because I don't know if you could trust her. Obviously I can't go into the movie without spoiling a lot of it. If you haven't seen it, it's a very difficult movie to watch, but it's great. And she just again enamors you in every clip that she's in. She's just struggling so much with emotions, and she's such a lost little girl in this role. But then, at the end, she becomes strong again. And I think that's another thing about her is she Natalie Portman picks roles, or maybe she doesn't pick them, she just ends up doing them. She tries to pick and play roles where they're all strong females. Um, Even if it's not based on a true person like Jackie, she's I don't know, it's like she wants to play women in power. Even if you go back to her role as Queen Amidala in the Star Wars prequels. She's strong. She's a badass. She knows what she wants to do. And she just gives great command. Like, I command you to watch me. And even if my female characters are a little crazy or have issues, well, that's how all females are. We all have issues, but we can still be strong females. And that brings me to my number one. It's my number one movie that she's been in, my number one performance. It's one of my favorite movies ever, and that is Black Swan. Um, I know a lot of people don't like this movie. They don't like the way it ended. They think that the whole movie is just weird. I adore it. I adore everything about this movie. She played Nina, the ballerina, and she lived with her demanding mother. Nina was a perfectionist. She also dealt with paranoia. Her mind just always started playing tricks on her. She was determined, again, another strong female. She was determined to get the lead role in Swan Lake. But as she does it, she keeps pushing her body and pushing her body, and it starts affecting her. Then she questions her sexuality and goes out, a lot of times with Mila Kunis, and just acts completely different than what she's ever acted before. And just things start affecting her head, and she goes a little nutty until, the end of the movie when tragedy hits. But this performance for Natalie it was just ridiculous. I mean, she trained for years to learn ballet, and you could see the toll it took on her body. You could see how skinny she got, but yet how strong she was. Learning all that choreography, dealing with it was almost like she had, multiple personalities in this movie, the good swan, the black swan. I'm sorry, did I say good swan, black swan? I meant good swan, bad swan, or white swan, black swan. She just had this, evil to her. And the makeup and the cinematography and the dancing and everything, the costumes, everything in this movie was so, so brilliant for me. And she nailed it. I couldn't see anybody else playing Nina. She deserved every award and accolade she won that year. I think she won her first Oscar and Golden Globe. Outstanding performance. I will watch this movie every year when it's on, when I catch it. So yeah, those are my picks for Natalie's best performances. What are your picks? Do you disagree with me on every one of those? Are you the type that's going to say Garden State is her best performance, or all the Star Wars? Or do you like her playing Jane in Thor? I like everything she does. It was hard for me to pick, but again, these are just the roles that I think just she knocked it out of the park. So I'm excited about seeing her in the new Thor movie, and I can't wait to see what other movies she's got coming down the line. I know she doesn't take as many roles on as much because she's got her kids and everything, and she's really particular, as she should be. but I will continue watching every movie she puts out because she is pure perfection. So let me know in the comments if you have any other roles or movies that you like. If you don't like her at all, tell me. Tell me what you want me to do a list about. That would be cool. If you guys have ideas, let me know, and I will try to figure out a list for you. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you at the next podcast episode that we do. And I will talk to you later, where who knows what I'll say, but it's going to be something. Talk to you guys later. Bye.